Hello, I know that I have not recorded a video in a while. You'll notice my Christmas tree in the background, and I am doing that in honor of my newest release of themed lesson plans. I have a winter themed bundle for students in kindergarten through second grade. And I just wanted to start with a brief overview before I share my screen and walk you through it. If you haven't purchased any of my lesson plans in the past, or you haven't been following me or even downloaded a free one, just to let you know that my sessions with my own private clients have been almost exclusively themed lessons for the past 4 years. I've found that this really simplifies my life and makes my planning so quick and easy, and it really literally melts away the stress because if I have a plan, then I don't have to be anxious about what to do with the students. And if what I'm planning to do doesn't go as I expected, I can easily switch to something else, and I'll show you how I do that. So this newest bundle, I wanted to walk you through it because it does have some changes. I released an animal themed lesson plan bundle last month, and that one does have the K through second and the similar format. But this time I omitted the vocabulary list for a very specific reason, and I will walk you through what that looks like. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. Just wanted to let you know that I'm showing you one of the themes, but there are 7 in this bundle. So the one that we're going to look at today is snow. So the way this is set up, all of the lesson plans are formatted the same. We start with a word wall. We'll do that on the next page. And then we go to read a book. If that book has a quiz with it, I definitely encourage you to use that quiz as a way to further work on comprehension or having the student say their sounds in sentences or form grammatically correct sentences, whatever their targets are, you can incorporate those into these activities. And then the digital activities, this will be different based on that particular theme. Most of them will have a hidden pictures activity and then something from Pink Cat Games and a Woo Junior Ad-lib as well. For this particular one, I have my winter themed boom card deck, but other ones may have activities from ABC or different websites that you will not have to pay anything additional in order to access. So let's take a look at this word wall. This is an opportunity to get the student talking, kind of break the ice and introduce that topic. So if we're working in Zoom or any other video conferencing platform where you can annotate, it's up to you if you want to write in or have the student do it for you. So depending on the theme, there may be a couple different prompts. This one is write words that are related to snow. Others may be describe whatever that item is or that themed topic is. And you can just have the student type in or they can use the draw tool. I will do it for the younger students, but this is an awesome time for them to work on spelling as well. If you have them, kind of tell you and then you can type it or you can write it for them. So I just put cold in one of the boxes as an example. All right, so let's get rid of that and then go back to, I'm just going to go back to the previous page so you can see our hyperlinks. This is a PDF document, but all of these are hyperlinks to take you directly to that activity. So the next thing we're going to do is go to our book, Our Snowy Day. And I've already pulled these tabs up, and that's how you can plan your session in literally like 5 seconds just by clicking on the hyperlinks and opening them. So this book is on Epic Books. All of the recommended books are on epicbooks.com. It's actually getepic.com. You can sign up for a free account as an educator. I actually use my business name to get my free account. There are paid accounts for families, but I have not paid for Epic Books and I've been using it for several years. So you're just going through, depending on the student's level of reading proficiency, you can either read it for them and ask them questions as you go along, or have the student read the book. I use this as a great opportunity to get articulation practice in at the reading level. You'll notice for these books, the vocabulary list is often at the beginning of the book. Sometimes it's at the end. So that's why I've stopped including the vocabulary lists in my lesson plans because it's right here in the book and you're going to have the book open anyway. So if you want to review these books or the words before you read the book, you can absolutely do that. And then you go through these books are intended to be for that K through 2 level. Obviously, some students are more advanced than others when it comes to reading, but you'll notice that these are very short sentences. Some of the books have longer sentences. In that case, I do shared reading. And I will say, okay, I read this page, you read the next page, and I take turns with the child. Sometimes this particular book is a great example. There may be additional opportunities to talk about the book or review the steps if it's a sequencing book. So you can use that to extend that language. And then to get to the quiz, you have to click on Finish Book. So once I click on Finish Book, it takes a second for you to get that stamp that says complete. The students like to wait for that. And then click right here to play quiz. So I always preview these so I know the answers before I work with the students, but it's up to you. Like if you're okay with the student getting the answer wrong, then you don't necessarily have to preview. I vetted all of them in advance for you. What did the kids wear outside? Another opportunity to have the student read the sentence to work on articulation or fluency, their rate of speech, whatever it is that you're addressing. And then you can have them answer incomplete sentences if you're working on grammar or extending the length of their utterances. Whatever their targets are, I think that you can adapt these materials to work on each student's goals. And even if you're working with a group of students, you can customize it to that student's goals. So one student's working on R, the other student's working on S, so you just collect data appropriately based on the student's goals. All right. And then after you get all of the questions completed, you would have to click on the question and click submit. But once you get to the end, it calculates the percentage correct data collection for you. It will show 100% if they got them all right or 80%. So that's a nice fun thing that the students like to anticipate as well. Moving on to the next activity, highlightskids.com is the website. And once again, I've chosen appropriate activities that go along with each theme already for you, save you time so you don't have to search and try to find these things. For these highlights kids activities, I play I Spy exclusively. So the student and I will take turns, or if it's a group, you can have the students take turns with each other describing something. And if this is a student's goals to work on describing, we've already gone over what does it look like? What category is it in? What are the parts? How does it feel? Where do you find it? So that's something that now they're practicing, and this is giving you a great opportunity. I usually will have the student give me 3 details for each item. For example, if they're going to describe a sneaker, they would say, I spy something that you wear on your foot. It's a clothing item and it has laces. And then I would guess sneaker. And then we both try to find it together in the picture. If you've done this more than once with one student or multiple groups already, then it'll be very easy for you to find it. But give the student an opportunity. They can circle on the screen, or you can give them control, or they can say, it's on the boy's jacket, to once again work on that expressive language. And then once you click it, it outlines it in the picture. I don't usually do all of these just because of time, but if you get an opportunity to complete all of them, then the picture kind of does a little something, it kind of fades out so you can see that it's completed. All right, Pink Cat Games. This is something I'm actually recording a different video for. So if you want to do a deep dive into Pink Cat Games, absolutely watch my other video. I've done one in the past, but I'm doing an update just to show you what I use with more of those primary grades and even upper elementary grades. So in the lesson plans, you'll notice that it has the name of the activity, but if you click on the link, it doesn't take you to that exact activity. It just takes you to Pink Cat Games. And that's because you have to choose, this is the one thing that takes a little bit of work. You have to choose your stimulus items for that activity. And then once you have, customized your stimulus items in your list, you save it. I usually save it with the date or the target. If you want to put the child's initials, you can do that. And that's just another layer of customization for these sessions. Obviously, you can do these without the stimulus items embedded in Pink Cat games. You can just have a list or put it side by side on the screen. But I like to embed the stimulus items within the activity. And it's only allowed on the paid plan. Just to let you know, if you pay for Pink Cat games, you have access to customize and save items. And even you can have your students with their access so they can practice outside of your sessions too. But as I mentioned, that's for a different video. So let's go to play, and we're going to I have some questions saved already in my account. So I'm going to my questions. We're doing final words. And just so you know, the board games take the most time. So I'm actually going to do occasion, or you can scroll down and try to find it, winter. And there's this fun winter board game, and it has snow there. There are other activities that you could do that are relevant, but I've chosen the ones that I like the best, just once again, to save you time. So once you go to this, the maximum number of correct answers, when it's articulation, I usually just do one. You can customize your word list. I'm going to keep them because it's already my list. And let's go ahead and play it and start. Once again, you can use this with one-on-one sessions or in group sessions. Have the student pick a penguin color and then they would take turns. They can either request control of your screen, or you can have them tell you verbally what you want them to do. So if I put my two players here, you have to answer the question first. This is once again just articulation. Blender. I use a blender to make a smoothie. So whatever it is that you're working on with that child, that's why I said it's great to be able to customize and then have those stimulus items already incorporated in the game. And you saw that was just 2 clicks to do that. All right. Last but not least, we're going to Ad-libs, and this is on woojunior.com. These, I will admit, are very hard to find, even for me, and I've been searching for them for a long time, for more than a year. And whenever I am looking for a particular theme, I'm like, okay, how do I find this on the website? So once again, I've shortened your time and done the heavy lifting for you. So there's an appropriate ad-lib that goes along with most of the themes. I think I didn't do gingerbread for this one. But the way that I use the ad libs, it's basically a Mad Lib, but I think that's trademark, so they call it ad lib. You would have the student tell you what word they want to fill in. If you want to have a list of words that have their target sound in it already for them, you can give them choices. Sometimes I just go off the top of my head, but I definitely recommend you either type this in or have the student do it, but try to move through this kind of quickly because this in itself could take 30 minutes if you let it. So in this first space, we need a noun. So I'm just going to put dog, just as an example. And then I try to get the students not to read it until we put all the words in, but of course it's too tempting and they've already read it by the time we've gotten to the end. But then you read the whole story together and realize how silly it is. And you can talk about that as well. Another conversational point if you're working on articulation or social language skills. Oh, what's silly about that? Would you do that? Answering questions, asking questions, the possibilities are endless. And if you want to, if you use Zoom, you can even save this so the child can read it later to their parents. This can be practice. So if I click on save, I can choose a PNG or PDF and just name it and save it to my computer. So that is a quick overview of my newest winter themed lesson plans. And there are 7 total lesson plans in this particular bundle: winter, snow, snowman, gingerbread man, Christmas tree, Christmas, and New Year's. So I hope you take a look at it, give it a try, and I'd love to hear what you think. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.